So I'm just trying to protect it more than anything right now, just so that that VELVALOk doesn't get on the meat so much as you want it on the horn, but not the meat. Trying to get brains on your cling wrap.
Oh. No, don't worry about it. Mess.
Okay, now we'll wrap the skull. Try to, as much as we can. What's that?
Do you need me to hold anything? Just
I
let
don't
me know
think
if
so.
you need me to
Yeah,
help.
I don't wanna see what I can get covered here. What I might stand him up. Have you hold it like that for me somehow.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, stop. You're gonna be on a TV commercial. I'm actually talking to a producer next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about doing a TV commercial for Sportsman's Channel. Yep.
That'll be awesome.
I guess if there's some spots you have to pick a little bit, it's probably better than really run along. And I think we'll wrap some tape on it after this. Get another wrap of this on there. So what does your husband do?
He is the director of operations at Steelhead Metal in Nampa. So like welding, metal fabrication.
It's probably a little bit more of a process than you're used to.
Right.
Probably should be good. Take a look up here and see what it looks like. Okay, I think we got most of it covered. That should be good. Then we'll just stick his nose under here and tighten that up so it stays put. Okay, he should sit. He'll probably tip back just a little bit. Oh, look at him. Tighten it a little more, I guess. All right, let's see what that does. There we go. That's what we're after. Okay. That's it. We're done. So then when you use this stuff, if you're, see, can't see, that spray. If you ever get another one you want to do, when you don't have any tip show you, you want to hold this really close. And I always try to teach people to chase the rundown. I'll probably have Derek come and shoot this, but so I'll show you on this time right here if you want to come over here and watch. So when you start spraying, you're going to hold it really close. And what I mean by chase the rundown, you'll watch. You'll start seeing it change color. See it running?
Yeah.
So it's inside that. That's penetrating the membrane, and at the same time it's running. See it? There it goes. Now it'll start running. Down here, you'll just see it. It'll chase. So every time, you got to kind of do that with this one's a little skinned up, but you want to saturate it really good. We've had people do it like this, and they call me and go, "Hey, this didn't work." Well, these pieces right here the webbing tends to be the last to cure, it seems like. But yeah, you want this thing saturated. And if you ever get any torn pieces that you want to stay, so if you really want that to stay, I would get I don't have any, but like a little piece of cheesecloth or something, so you can almost repair that. And it'll cure this membrane as hard as bone. So once it's cured, it'll stay like that, wherever it's at. So if you ever get anything that like people have handled it a lot and the hairs lay down, if you don't fluff them up, then they're gonna stay laying down forever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna spray the inside and the outside of this. So I don't know, do you have a little brush?
Yeah, do you want like a toothbrush, you think? Works
Yeah,
best?
toothbrush type of stuff thing,
Okay.
yeah, something really easy. Switch this side. It's already running. And you can take some of those during the video, you can stop it to snapshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to worry about taking pictures. So, I'm gonna take a few pictures. So, but now that we have that all sprayed and saturated, things like this, let me see here, just a little toothbrush is fine. So like right here, this is probably where it sat, either in the freezer or wherever, right? If you just take and you'll brush those hairs up, see how they're already starting to fluff?
Yeah.
So if they stay laying down, they'll stay laying down forever once this membrane cures.
Okay.
So you just got to kind of play with them and brush them up a little bit. And there's spots all over, like even right here, you know, there's a little spot right there that's laying down. That's not natural. That all this is natural, that's not natural. So if you just brush that, see the difference?
Yeah.
So that's going to be your difference in a really pretty mount versus some that are really matted down and ugly. And the hairs, it's funny, they lay so many different ways. But I can tell by the way you do things, you're particular. So yeah, if you'll brush all these hairs wherever you can see them laying down, they'll stay fluffed up and pretty.
Okay.
After that. This one's actually in phenomenal shape. They took good care of this thing. But I'm just really particular because I've been doing velvet so long. I know what it should look like. And when guys send me pictures of it, and you can tell they had their hands on it and stuff to take pictures, it mats it all down. So this one being really heavy, and I've already noticed that this is really dark, like right here is really dark, see that? Some of these, I don't know if it's what they eat, they get greasy. So if in a day or so, you notice that it's not seeming to cure out very well, and this is like almost greasy, see how black that is?
Yeah.
It's like greasy dirt, and I don't know what it is, then let me know right away, because I'll bring over a couple more bottles and we'll soak this thing down and I'll scrub it down and we'll get all that grease out of it. Because right now, so if you grab me a towel real quick and I'll show you how much grease there is in this thing right here. You'll be surprised. I can tell already that this is going to be one of those greasy ones. And people go, man, this isn't working. And I'll get a hold of them and have them send me a picture, and I'll say, that's grease. And this stuff acts as a grease remover as well, so it'll take a lot of that grease out of there. So what that does is that grease prevents the VELVALOk from penetrating the membrane. So any of those spots that you get that's greasy like that, so I might just wipe this whole thing down right now and be done with him. And then some of that might come back, but this is just years of doing this. I know what happens and why. I mean, I never know why, I guess, but I could tell that antler right there is greasy. See, the rest of them aren't so bad. This one back here is going to be greasy too. And I don't know what it is that does that. What causes it? Something they eat maybe? I don't know.
It's the same with schools. Some are more greasy than others, and
Yeah.
how I think it's just all in.
Their diet.
Yeah.
You just never know. But see, that's all just grease.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Do you want more?
Yeah. Get that way. So like I said, if you think that, if you ever doing any of these, and I'm not around, I mean, I'm not here with you, I mean, obviously today I am, but if you ever think you're having a problem or you have any questions, just call me right away and say, hey,
Yeah,
can you come look at this? I'd be glad to come over, take a look. But yeah, I see the grease in it. I can tell that's a greasy one. And these, in between these, they get greasy. And then they get ugly. But it'll start pulling more grease out. If you start seeing it getting real black, just let me know and we'll come and we can bring some more over. Or if it gets like that, just take that bottle. I'm gonna leave you this extra one. Just take that bottle and just, I mean, you wanna just soak that heck out of it like that. Let it run for a second, let it penetrate that, and then go back and just real easily wipe it off. But you gotta be real careful sometimes. If it starts to rot on you or something starts going bad, you'll slip that velvet right off there. But see, we got most of it out now. But I could just tell it was gonna be greasy. I mean, I've been doing this too long, I guess. But it's funny because even taxidermists, you know, they go, man, it didn't work. Something rotted on me, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, why do you call me? Like, wouldn't you, like if your car is breaking down, you call a mechanic?
Yeah.
Call Ford. If you got a brand new car,
Yeah.
something's wrong, you call the place where it came from. You ask them questions, but they don't. Taxidermists are funny. I'm gonna take a couple pictures real quick. And then I think we'll want to set him out here in the sun would be ideal if you can for the day.
Yes, taxidermists are weird.
They're just, I mean, it's not that they're weird, I guess, but they're just they're a different breed. They have their ways they do their things and they don't want to change. And you still want it just a little bit moist like it is, because then the bugs are going to stay off of it.
Okay.
They're not going to be able to smell the meat, because they smell meat is what they do, right?
Yeah.
That's how they eat. So they're going to smell that VELVALOk and they're not going to want to be on it. They're going to want to get off of it as soon as they can. But I would still, tomorrow before you put it in, clean off what you can, about, ½ inch around that pedicle, and get some petroleum jelly and just wipe on there, because they'll crawl up and hit that petroleum jelly and they won't even like to be on it.
Yeah.
They'll turn right around and then leave. So that should be ideal. You should be good to go. So normally, like if you're gonna, instead of doing beetles, I would have people spray it after the fact. So I would have people go in, cover the velvet with saran wrap. After the velvet's all covered with saran wrap, I usually tell them up to the first fork, right? Because a pot, when you boil it, it's not going to get steam out here.
Yeah.
And then aluminum foil, because aluminum foil dissipates heat.
Yeah.
The saran wrap would keep the water off of the velvet.
Yeah.
Then after that, pressure wash it, because it's all covered already, right? Pressure wash everything off. Then spray the VELVALOk.
Okay.
Then that's going to run blood down on the skull usually, because the VELVALOk's dissipating blood.
Yep.
Then they would do their whitening after the fact. So that's generally the steps that you would do if you were doing it without the beetles.
Okay.
So,
Okay. See how it
Yeah.
looks.
yeah, and if I know the sun's going to get up under the shade tree, if you can get them out, even out there in the yard where they're not going to get sprinkled on or anything, and let that sun beat on them all day long. The UV rays in the sunlight, taxidermists have a hard time. They're like, man, I can't set that out in the sun, it's going to rot. I said, no, it's not. That's what this is designed to do. So if you can get them, the more they can stay in the sun and the heat, the better off. Like I said, I did one